KlazartSC being another audio commentary, and this time I'm commentating on the OSL Round of 8 quarterfinals matchup between Go.Go and Yarnc, and this is going to be played on Holy World 2nd edition. And this is a Terran versus Zerg matchup. We've got Yarnc at the top left in teal at the 11 o'clock base, and we've got Go.Go across the map from him at the 5 o'clock base in yellow playing Terran. Go.Go is a player who's provided us with some fun games of StarCraft. Unfortunately, not able to proceed in the MSL, but he provided some fun StarCraft when he was there nevertheless. And he's a decent Terran player who sometimes does the unconventional and the unorthodox, and I enjoy watching him play. Yarnc, unfortunately, is one of those Zerg players who's always been in the shadow of other players. If it wasn't Savior, it's Jaedong. And effort, and it's kind of unfortunate for him because he's a pretty solid player, but again, I wouldn't say he's like Huashin, he's a little bit more like, I guess, Sea Shield was a few seasons ago, although Yarnc has been a lot more consistent than that. It looks like a very forward racks being built here by Go.Go. We might be seeing something crazy here from Go.Go, building a forward racks, and that Overlord is probably not going to see it, and unfortunately the cross positions are probably going to help Go.Go right now, because it's going to be a long time before Yarnc scouts this, unless Yarnc actually sends that drone cross map to scout, in which case he will see that forward racks and will be able to counter it. So it'll be interesting to see if Yarnc does see that, and he's running past. Obviously this is the map where we've seen Zerg players take control of that infested command Terran center, and annoy players so much, and it has been spotted. So Yarnc, with some crazy foresight, it's like I don't know, it's like Go.Go is in the Matrix and there's a jack plugged into the back of his head, and Yarnc is Agent Yarnc, and he's able to read exactly what Go.Go is doing, know exactly what he's up to, and plan accordingly. And Yarnc kills the SCV, building the racks. Horrible for Go.Go, and that's really going to impair his plans in this game. He sent a second SCV out to try and complete that racks, and that second SCV is coming under damage from that drone as well. Another SCV has come out to try and repair it from Go.Go, so he should be able to finish that racks finally. Meanwhile, Go.Go has put his spawning pool down. I'm not sure if it's a 12 pool build. I think it might actually be a 12 pool build. Meanwhile, Yarnc has now sent that drone to scout inside Go.Go's base. So Go.Go's advanced racks isn't going to help him, first of all, because he still doesn't even know where Yarnc's base is. You can see on the minimap, Go.Go's sending a couple units out, one towards the top right and one to the bottom left, to try and see where Yarnc is, SCVs, and unfortunately for him, he's only going to now find out. I thought those cross positions would actually help Go.Go, but Yarnc, with a brilliant hint of foresight, anticipated Go.Go trying to build that forward racks, put some early pressure on him, saw it, countered it, delayed it, and has put himself in a really strong position now. And as drone continues to scout inside Go.Go's base, and Go.Go, of course, with the Marines playing out, is not even in a position to actually get them back in there. And Go.Go still, though persisting, he's going to try and push that SCV up there and maybe try and hide something, perhaps a factory or something like that, behind those minerals. We're seeing a lot of Terrans try crazy builds these days and try crazy strategies, and I think it's just showing how Zerg dominated the maps are starting to become these days. But Go.Go has managed to sneak an SCV up there behind the minerals. Yarnc coming down with the Lings. Go.Go's got about 4 Marines and an SCV there, but these 6 Lings could take these Marines out, and that would be horrible for Go.Go. But Go.Go would do a good job of ushering those Lings, so he managed to kill 2 of the Lings before Yarnc can really do anything. So he's doing a good job of keeping his barracks in place, but Go.Go's obviously just going to be, Yarnc's obviously just going to be able to run past him, and he's going to run those Lings right into Go.Go's base. And unfortunately for Go.Go, of course, his Marines are a lot slower, so Yarnc has the potential to do some economic damage to Go.Go, and Go.Go not mining any gas, even though he's got that refinery up and running. He's not able to mine any gas from it, unfortunately, and he's just trying to bunch those SCVs up to buy himself some time, but this is obviously hurting his economy. He's lost 1 SCV already to the drone, another one to the Lings, and he might lose a second SCV here. So Yarnc manages to take down 2 of his SCVs. He loses all his 4 Lings as well as his drone in the process, but it's not going to bother him too much. But Go.Go's Hail Mary is coming up, but Yarnc is anticipating this as well. He's got the hard list down. Go.Go's Hail Mary is going to be that factory that he's building at that 9 o'clock position to try and sneak in from behind and hurt Yarnc that way. But I'm afraid that Hail Mary pass is going to land in his opponent's lap, and that's going to be G, F, and G for Go.Go. I'm afraid, guys. I apologize for those of you who might be offended by that language. But anyway, Yarnc's now got out. Obviously, I try to keep it clean because there might be kids listening, and I don't want to set a bad example. If I had kids, I wouldn't want them listening to a commentator who was using that kind of language. We do try and keep these casts family friendly. Anyway, Yarnc with the Zergling search, wandering around, and anticipation of exactly this type of strategy from Go.Go is going to spot that factory. And I've got to say, this is Agent Yarnc, and he's just reading Go.Go's plan. Either that, or he's bribed Go.Go's coach to tell him exactly what Go.Go is going to be doing in this game, because Yarnc has just anticipated every maneuver from Go.Go perfectly and countered it perfectly, and Go.Go is just being read by Yarnc completely and utterly. He's got those 2 vultures out, but he's not going to be able to do anything with them. They're probably going to get taken out by these Hydralisks, by these 4 Hydralisks plus Ling, and that factory is being floated away. Meanwhile, Go.Go trying to run those vultures out. Clever by Go.Go, well played. He's going to be able to get them past the Hydralisk, but there's another one blocking the path, unfortunately for him, and he's just run into a trap. And again, Yarnc outfoxes Go.Go. Horrible for Go.Go. He's just been completely and utterly outfoxed, and it does look like, and Holy World is one of the maps that a Terran player would want to. I mean, these map pools are not great for Terran players, unfortunately, but I do feel that Holy World is a map a Terran player has a slightly better chance on than, say, something like Outsider. And I do feel that the map pools are heavily, I mean, if you look at the MSL round of 8, 5 out of the 8 players are Zerg. If you look at the OSL round of 8, I'm just going to do a quick count here while this action continues on. If you look at the OSL round of 8, you've got 4 Zergs out of 8. 4 Zergs and 4 Terrans. So Protoss players heavily underrepresented. Bisu, of course, the last hope in the MSL for Protoss up against Zerg or Iris. And if you haven't seen that commentary, you should definitely check it out. That was a fantastic game of StarCraft. And Go.Go just in dire straits right now. He doesn't even have, he's just now starting up his academy. He's not got any gas. He's not been mining gas for a while. He's taken damage to his economy. His forward racks was thwarted. His factory was thwarted, and he's just being made to look like a very ordinary player by Yarnc, and he isn't one. And now Yarnc is just coming around with the Hydralisk and the Lynx to put some pressure on that SCV trying to get past, but it's probably going to get intercepted. The SCV manages to sneak past, but he's got a bunker up, so that he should be able to defend, hold his choke at the very least. But he's not in a good position, and especially if Yarnac's got his lair building. Yarnc now taking, and Yarnc has got his lair up. So if Yarnc gets those lurkers out, he could potentially put those lurkers on top of Go.Go's ramp. If Go.Go doesn't get a couple of medics out quickly, Go.Go now getting his comsat down, he's got his academy up, but he's going to struggle to defend against Yarnac's air. Yarnc is going to get those 2 Hashmuda out, and he's got those. I mean, it'll be interesting to see whether he decides to get lurkers or not, or whether he's put that spire down. So I suspect he won't be getting any lurkers. But those Mutalisks coming in should really polish Go.Go off, because Go.Go's got no hope of getting a decent air defense up in time. I don't see him building an engineering bay. I don't see him having the resources to put an engineering bay down. Go.Go trying desperately again to perhaps sneak around the back and do some damage to Yarnc. That way, he's put that factory, planted that factory back down again, and hoping that he can do something with it. He's now got a decent group of medic and marines out. But it's just a question of what Yarnc is going to do, and Go.Go is pretty much at his mercy here, and he's just a mouse that is surrounded. He's a mouse that's wandered into a house that's occupied by 1,000 cats, and they're just all waiting for him to come out so they can eat him. And yeah, it looks like Yarnc is going to get a couple of lurkers at the very least from behind, and Go.Go's actually going to spot these first 2 lurkers, and he might be able to kill them before they pop, or as they pop, if he can get a decent comsat off, and he should be able to really kill those lurkers, and Yarnac's forced to cancel the lurkers. I really felt Yarnc should have followed up with a Mutalisk there. He has got some Mutalisks out, so following up with both Mutalisks and lurkers. And Go.Go just GG's. Go.Go just GG's. He knows it's hopeless. He doesn't want all his innards ripped out. He doesn't want to be consumed from his toes upwards, slowly, piece by piece. He's happy. It looks like he's decided to take the blue pill, guys. He doesn't want that red pill. He doesn't want to know what the Matrix is. He's happy to live in the alternate reality. He's happy to accept defeat. And comfortable victory for Yarnc. Go.Go totally outplayed there. That's got to be morale crushing for poor Go.Go. Nevertheless, good game of StarCraft by Yarnc, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed that game. Thanks for listening.